Hello and welcome to my next review of the war in the markets. Today was a very flat day in terms of the indices. I think Nifty was flat and the worst index was microcap at just 0.5%. Similarly, if you see the best performing sector was PSU Bank and media were all up only about 0.9%, and the worst performing sectors also like defense and realty and IT were also down about less than 1%. So clearly very shallow but a very volatile day today, because if you remember, the news flow was pretty negative over the weekend, so the markets opened sharply down, but later there was buying which stepped in and recovered the markets, but again there was a correction. So a very volatile day. So it's like a very calm sea in terms of the end of day results, but under the sea there was a lot of ups and downs. So the reason, of course, is all entirely the news around the war and the war related tweets by Mr. Trump and Iran, and the uncertainty whether the talks, if you remember, but tomorrow night, Tuesday night, Wednesday early morning, the ceasefire ends. So there has to be talks before that. Keep getting contradictory news. The latest is that US actually team led by Mr. Vance is landing in Islamabad tomorrow, but there's no confirmation that Iran is going to participate in the talks. There's also confusion around the fact that Iran fired on vessels for India, and then America has seized an Iranian vessel. So a lot of happening there, which has kept the markets on the edge. So what happened to the flows part of it? If you see, FIs after minor buying for a few days today sold about 1,000 crores. Not a big amount, but still after 2-3 days of small buying, they've turned net sellers today. DIS, however, looks like they've resumed their buying operations with almost 3,000 crores. I just got the data. I think today NSE's site was delayed in terms of uploading the data. So I just saw the data. It might undergo some change because it still says provisional. But broadly, you can say that DIS supported the market today. But another angle to look at is the advance decline ratio, which over the last 2-3 days has been favoring advances 2:1. Today it's a reverse. Today we had about 1,000 stocks approximately advancing, but about 1,800 stocks declining. So if this was the set, then you can clearly see that the range of stocks getting sold means that retail and HNI, individual investors, probably booked profits and sold today after a run of last 2-3 days. DIS bought, but like I said, the best performing and the worst performing, the difference is not much. So there's a lot of sector rotation. The result season started off in good stead, and today's there was a recovery initially in the private banks because of the good results of ICICI Bank and HDFC, but later that petered out. But PSU banks rallied, and maybe DIS have supported that. So all in all, a very nervous day with a lot of volatility. The VIX volatility index, for example, was up 10% and hit 19 today. So volatile, but end of the day, not much damage done, a flattish market. So for tomorrow, again, it's the war news. Like I said, tomorrow, the night or early morning Wednesday, the ceasefire ends. Hopefully, an Iranian team will also join the American team from the latest news to talk tomorrow. And if there is anything like an extension of the ceasefire or an agreement on the way forward, there could be relief. So I think we just have to wait and watch the news, and the strategy of continued staggered deployment in small amounts continues. There no need to reiterate that. I think that's the best strategy to follow. Thank you. Look forward to my next update.